Greetings. Greetings to all of you around the world. And thank you, Mr. George Benson, for giving us that lovely song, Breezin'. I love that song because it puts me in a great mood. And we have a great program for you this evening. I am so happy to welcome you all to Stream On. My name is Marshall Jones III. I am the president and CEO of Stream On Productions. I'm also a visiting professor at Kean University. And tonight we're going to bring you 7 short plays written to capture the moment that we're living in. If you saw any of our Stream On productions in this past spring, you may notice that tonight things are going to be a little bit different. We're still hiring quality actors and directors, but this time the writers are all students at Kean University studying theater and acting. I was fortunate enough to teach a course called The Power of Storytelling. So all through the semester, me and the students explored the genesis of race, racism, and colonization. We then looked at several aspects of the students' identity to reveal their own unique creative DNA. And that their own unique DNA informs their artistry. Then the class took a shift to playwriting. We taught the students how to write 10-minute plays on whatever subject they choose. We then hired professional actors and directors to help bring the scripts to life. And we're pleased to share with you tonight what they have created. But before I turn things over to our special hosts for this evening, I'd like to offer a sincere thank you to Professor Holly Logue. She's the chair of the theater department at Kean University. And when I first talked to her about this project around the middle of August, she didn't hesitate to say, this is what we need at Kean. So I thank her for that. I also like to thank Mr. Rick Soderle, my good buddy for over 40 years, because he, back in June, first planted the seed of how we could take Stream On and use it as a platform to help students understand a lot of the issues regarding race and identity that we're all experiencing in the aftermath of the murder of George Floyd. So I am pleased to be able to use my skills as a theater professional, as well as a Black man growing up in America, to help train the next generation of theater artists. So as a result of my conversation in June with Mr. Soderle, we have created Stream On Education. And I am pleased to introduce our hosts for this evening. This gentleman comes to us from the UK, London most specifically, by the way of South Africa and through Swaziland. I've known him for 12 years. We've worked on lots and lots of projects together. We've had all kinds of wonderful, engaging conversations, not just about theater, but about life. He is a consummate theater professional who has acted, wrote, directed, and produced on stage, on television, as well as radio. Mr. Sibusiso Mamba. Welcome, Sibu.
Hello. Thank you, Marshall. Hello, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. It's amazing to be here. Good evening, good early morning from London. That song, Breezin', I didn't know you were going to play that. That took me by a wonderful surprise. I used to listen to that song in the 80s, in my childhood, in a kingdom far away from here in Swaziland. And it was great. It's just amazing to have that as our beginning.
A great feeling. And there's no better song. If you have a convertible, or even if you don't have a convertible, roll the windows down, blast that song on a highway. It will put you in a great.
I'll remember that next time I have a convertible.
For that.
Yes, absolutely.
But the hosting duties, you're not alone tonight. You will have a special guest. Your co-host, Mr. Mamba, is a graduate of Rutgers University who is in her final year getting her MFA, Master of Fine Arts in Dramatic Writing at the Tisch School of the Arts at NYU. She has also produced, directed, wrote, and starred in several web series that she created all on her own. I am pleased to introduce Miss Sienna Lorraine Jones.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Sienna. Hello.
So I'm going to exit stage left, and our listening and viewing audience will be in good hands with you two as the host. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marshall. How
Thank
you
you.
doing, Sienna?
I'm great. How are you, Sivu?
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's midnight here, so
Oh, wow.
it's
Okay.
it's what I'm awake, which is good, and we're burning the midnight oil from this end.
There you go. Gotta do it for the arts, you know?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, what you're going to see in this Stream On presentation is 7 short plays, all written by students who are studying theater at Kane University. Now, Sienna, some of our viewers around the world may not know Kane University. They may know the name, but it might be nice for you to tell us a little bit more about this great institution that has made tonight possible.
Yeah. Let's get to know Kane a little bit more, everyone. So Kane University was founded in 1855 and has a rich history of excellence and innovation. Kane is a world-class university with a vibrant and diverse population, and the Theater Conservatory at Kane is designed to provide students the opportunity to study masterworks of the past and devise their own appropriate paths with an array of theater classes. Kane theater students can also work on productions for Premier Stages, which is Kane's resident equity theater company.
Awesome. Thank you, Sienna. So, the plays you're going to see tonight were all created by the students who you're going to meet, actually, and they were created specifically for this class. 7 plays written from scratch by 8 young playwrights. They were put through their paces. The students were put through a rigorous process of rewriting. Sienna and I were a part of it towards the end of the process as dramaturgs. And we were fortunate enough to direct a couple of them between us. And we have another director, Marshall and Gina, you'll hear a bit more about later. One of the things about this process was students learned that the biggest thing about writing is rewriting. Writing is hard. I've been doing it for 20 years. It has not got easier. But one of the biggest challenges as a writer in the early part of your development is learning to write a play set in one location with continuous action. Now, for a generation that has grown up watching quick cutting, highly edited shows and movies on various platforms, this was a challenge, and they all rose to it. This something that I'm so proud of for everybody who's involved, and it's just so thrilling. You'll get to hear from them. What we'll do after we broadcast each play is we'll invite the writers out, and Sienna or myself will have a chat with them, and you'll get to know a little bit about how they feel having seen their pieces, and maybe even a little bit about the process. We have a range of stories and characters. Each script captures the unique artistry of each of the students. We have comedies, we have dramas, and we have some magic realism. But before we do that, 2020 has been a hard year for everybody around the world. So I would like us, before we begin, to just take a moment, just a moment to give some thought, to share some love in the ethers, some condolences, and even to honor some of the people we have lost through this pandemic, COVID-19. It's been a challenging year. In your country, in the USA, where we're broadcasting from, over 300,000 people have passed away. In the UK, where I am, over 60,000 people have passed away, making the total worldwide at this point in December, over 1.6 million people who've lost their lives. We send our condolences, we send our love and our prayers to all the families around the world who are dealing with this pandemic. Okay, Sienna, I'm going to hand over to you. Please introduce our first piece.
Yes, absolutely. All right, let's get this baby rolling. So our first show is Presenting Tara by Melissa Colicchio and Morgan Hope. This story is about a 30-something professional trying to balance her personal and professional life. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Hey Tara, it's Michelle. I'm just wondering where you are. We were supposed to meet a half hour ago and I haven't heard anything from you. Give me a call and let me know your status. Thanks.
Hi, Michelle. I'm so sorry I'm late.
Where are you?
I'm at a coffee shop near my apartment. The Wi-Fi stopped working last night and my alarm never went off because I forgot to charge my phone last night. So I woke up late. And then when I got in the car, I realized I didn't have gas. And then when I went to go get gas, it was
All
just
right,
like
fine. Just get everything set up. Take a second. Just start when you're ready.
Okay. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Tara Garcia, and today for Posted Entertainment News, I'll be presenting
Tara,
a
I
proposal.
can't see your screen. You're going to have to start over.
I'm so sorry, I didn't realize. Okay. Okay, take two. Hi, everyone. My name is Tara Garcia, and today for Posted Entertainment News, I'll be presenting a proposal on the tragic ending of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Okay, so after 14 seasons, the Kardashians have announced that it's finally time to end their show, but don't be sad. They will have one more season premiering in 2021. They say that there wasn't really a big reason for ending the show, but I think it's because Kylie's pregnant again. An inside source says that she could even be having twins. And here are some of the pictures that I'm planning to use throughout the presentation. And that's all I got.
That's it?
Yeah, it's a work in progress. This is a draft of what I was thinking.
You do know that you are giving this presentation this afternoon, right?
Yeah, I know. I have a lunch break to really put it all together.
Tara, you know that's not how this works when you are on probation. This is exactly what got you to this point in the first place.
I know, but I have a plan.
That plan is not going to work anymore. I have given you too many chances, and this is the last straw.
Just give me one more. I promise this one will be different.
Tara, I'm sorry, but at this point, I'm going to have to fire you.
You're not serious.
I'm dead serious.
I don't know if you're trying this whole new anal boss thing or whatever, but it's really not working for you.
Tara, enough! You know how hard I have worked to keep you here. My boss is breathing down my neck, and I can only cover for you for so long.
What boss? You mean your daddy?
Oh, God, come on. He is my father. There is no need to call him daddy. That's gross.
Michelle's getting money from her daddy. Michelle's getting money from her daddy.
Tara, stop! You have to learn to stop being such a child and start acting like an adult.
Oh, really? An adult? You're telling me that in the 2 months that you got promoted, you became Little Miss Perfect?
That's not the point.
What do you mean? That's not the point. Just 2 months ago, we were betting on who would give the best last minute presentation.
Tara, this isn't about me.
You know what? I think a certain someone would love to hear about all the late work that you've been pushing off. Who knows? Maybe I'll be the one taking your job.
No one is taking anyone's job. The only job that is being talked about right now is yours.
What job? Seems like I already lost it. Might as well take you down with me.
You know what? That is your issue right there. You have to start prioritizing the important things in your life.
You don't know the half of prioritizing.
Really? I prioritized helping you over getting my own work done.
No one asked you for help. You don't even know what it takes for me to get to the office every day.
Why don't you just talk to me?
Because you wouldn't get it.
You don't know that.
Oh, I know that. I really hate telling people about my life outside of work, but since I don't work here anymore, well, fuck it. I've been living in an apartment with 5 other people. There's hardly any room for all of us to sleep. And when I got evicted from my apartment, they were the only ones who would take me in. Granted, they're not perfect people, but I had no other choice. I planned to get gas last night, but then I got a call from one of my roommates, Emily, saying that another one of my roommates, Trisha, was passed out and covered in her own vomit, that I needed to go and help them. And if you don't call that prioritizing, I don't know what is.
Tara, I had no idea. Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
Well, what were you going to say? Were you going to tell me that everything's going to be okay? That you're here for me? How can you be here for me if you don't even understand what I'm going through in the first place?
You know, I have gone through my fair share of bad times too.
Really? Name one instance.
Well, one time I got a flat tire and I had to wait for AAA for 3 hours on the side of the highway.
Well, did they come?
Yeah,
Okay. Did they fix the tire?
yeah.
Okay. And who paid for the car?
My father.
This is exactly why I didn't tell you. Your whole life, you've been given everything without question. And I'm not saying it's your fault or anything, but you just don't get it.
I'm sorry.
You know, ever since I got this job, I've seen a different side of myself. And yeah, maybe I don't get everything done on time, but I always get it done.
I know that you do. But just because it gets done doesn't mean that it's up to company standards.
Listen, I know. And I know I've taken your help for granted, but if you could just figure out a way to give me one last chance, I promise I'll make the most of it.
You know, if I give you that chance and you mess up again, it could cost me my position.
I understand, but please, I just really need this.
And I mean, if I were able to help you keep this job, you would have to show up to our meetings on time.
100%.
And you need to have at least 75% of your presentation prepared for our probation meetings.
Yes, of course.
And obviously, you're still going to be on probation until we start to see consistent improvement.
I figured as much.
So this is what's going to happen. Between now and your lunch break, you are going to flesh out the Kardashian story ideas. You need to make them your own, not just steal them from the internet. And then during your lunch break, we'll meet up again, go over the full presentation, and make sure that it is up to company standards.
Really?
I can see how much this job means to you, and I know that you are trying to prioritize as much as you can.
Thank you so much.
And by the way, my door is always open if you need a place to stay.
Listen, I don't want you to feel like you have to help me.
It's not that at all. I want to help, even if you didn't ask.
Wow. Okay. I see what you did there.
Hey, you're not the only one who can make a good comeback.
Seriously. Thank you, Michelle, for everything.
Look, I am not making any promises, but I am going to do everything in my power to help you keep this job.
I'm going to start working on this presentation right now. Is there any specific area I should focus on first?
Well, actually, there's a few. For starters, it's too short. There are several grammatical errors. It's not in your own words. The presentation colors are unsettling.
Okay. So I have a lot of work to do.
You think?
I'll get it done.
I'll be in touch soon.
All right. Thank you again so much for hearing me out. Bye.
Wow. Congratulations, Melissa and Morgan. That was a great start to our evening. So, love to hear from you guys. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
What was it like seeing Michelle and Tara come to life for the very first time? I'll start with Melissa.
Honestly, the entire time I was smiling. I mean, myself and Morgan were able to watch this being recorded, so we knew that it was great, but being able to see it in live time right now with other people watching was just a completely different experience. So I really, really enjoyed it. It was awesome.
Amazing. And Morgan, can you talk a little bit about how different that experience was, seeing it recorded and seeing it tonight with the rest of the world?
Yeah. I mean, it's just words. I have no words right now, but yeah, just this whole process from having that first idea to changing it several different times to having it premiere globally is just like a blessing, really.
Yeah. And what do you think, and this is open to either one of you to answer, what do you think is the biggest change for you guys from when you first presented the script in class to Marshall and tonight? What has been the biggest shift?
I think just overall confidence in the script, because I know when we first presented it to you, our very first draft, we were still like, oh, okay, is this what they want? Is this like, is this what they want? But I think this end product is something that we can both confidently stand behind and say, we're proud of this work. We don't need anyone else's approval. Like, we stand by this.
Yeah. I think go on, Melissa.
I was just going to add on very quickly. When Morgan and I first wrote our first draft after like 6 outlines, it was only about 2.5 pages. And we were like, we're not really sure of what people think. This is very new to both of us, writing plays. And the response we got just reassured us that we need to be confident in ourselves, like she mentioned. And we just, at that next Sunday, we spent 4 hours just finishing the script. So it's a big change.
Well, you guys are a great writing duo, and I say this because I've had a few writing pairs, in my life, and I know that when you meet somebody who you click with the way that you two do, I really hope we're going to see more from you guys as a writing duo, and maybe even you guys as individuals. You should be really proud of this script. I think you definitely took ownership of it from the feedback and the process, and you took ownership of the characters. So just one final thing, what do you think is the most impactful moment in the script for each of you? It's probably different, but for each of you, what do you think?
I would say for myself,
Yeah,
it was the moment that Michelle realizes the privilege that she has. And Michelle is in her 40s, and honestly, it's the saying, it's better late than never. And I think that's really important, especially now, to really acknowledge the privilege you have.
Yeah, mine's the same place. And like, especially for like, just like what Melissa was saying, for us in this time, it's really important for us to be accountable for our privilege, whether we know it or not, and to acknowledge that as a white woman, I have privilege. you know, and that's something that I can't, oh, what's the word I'm trying to say? I don't know,
I think
but
it's about
Right. There's
acknowledging-
there's an honesty. There's an honesty in the
Yeah.
writing. There's an honesty in the way that you guys approach the story. I think you guys should be really proud of yourselves. I mean, this was an amazing start to our evening, but just I think a great culmination of an amazing process for you too as well. So yeah, thank you very much. Amazing work. You should be very proud and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay. Cheers, guys. So once we get Morgan and Melissa back in hiding, we are going to move to our second piece of the evening, which is called Bar Junction and is written by Tisa Harriet. This takes place in a bar in a big city. You'll be treated to a charming romantic comedy about two strangers who meet. All right. Without further, oh, I have to add, actually, I should because it's the only one. Then this piece was directed by my wonderful co-host, Sienna Lorraine Jones. I just had to say that now because you might miss the credits when they go up later. And she won't say it herself, or she might, but I just wanted to say that. And yeah, really looking forward to it. Thank you very much. Enjoy.
I know you probably think it was the use. I promise it's the little things that you do that make me wanna give it all to you. You soothe me, you hold it down with every word you speak.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
What's up, Brian?
Hey. Again. Could I get a glass of white wine?
Just one?
Honestly, could I get a rum with pine?
Good or bad day?
Bad. Very.
Gotcha, girl. Hey, you got this. Don't ever let them see you cry.
And tater tots.
Y'all and these damn tater tots.
Okay. If Jonathan can find love in serendipity, then so can I. Hi.
Hello.
Have you been waiting here long?
No.
Okay, because I was waiting out front for you to respond.
I'm sorry, what?
Nicole, right?
Not Nicole.
Oh, I'm sorry. She texted me she was in the middle of the bar.
Well, sorry. I'm not Nicole. But I hope you find her.
Yeah. Thanks. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Okay. Now.
I mean, it's just a different schedule to get used to. Multiple schedules to get used to.
Girl, I don't know what's worse. Being a bartender or being a secretary?
During my internship, I was more of a personal assistant to the senior staff. But now as a secretary, I am the personal assistant to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
All day, every day, I am the first and last person there. It's just way more demanding now.
That's the real world, darling. And cute boy.
Yeah, cute boy who mistook me for his date.
Well, if he keeps bothering you, press that button. Shit, I gotta go.
Hey again.
Oh, hi.
Look, I understand if you wanted some alone time.
I don't know what I want. I mean, yeah, kind of.
Well, before I leave, can I at least buy you a drink?
And when your date gets here, you're gonna buy her a drink too.
Who's to say I'm not already buying her a drink?
You think you're clever.
No, not at all. Just taking a lot of different approaches tonight. You're thinking awfully hard over there.
I've had a really shitty day. I usually walk over here to blow off steam, but I'm not enjoying myself. And my favorite bartender is everyone's favorite bartender.
Well, I can't serve you drinks, but movie puns and cliches, I'm your guy.
Could today get any worse? It's a joke. Consider this a peace offering. I know. Look, literally everyone at the bar has a basket. So your date.
Huh?
Look, the last thing I want to deal with tonight is some girl coming in here and saying I'm stealing her date.
Oh. She's not coming. Actually, she never was. She lied.
No way.
But I would have rather she told me the truth before I got here, you know? Spare me the embarrassment. Yeah. I've never been stood up before. Actually, this was my first date in a while.
Well, I'm sure she missed out on a great guy.
Yeah, I guess.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Dude, don't touch me.
I'm sorry. I really didn't mean it in a harmful way. I promise.
You can help without touching me. Look, I know the evening hasn't been great for either of us, and I'm sorry for lashing out at you. I'll be back.
She's a cutie, right?
Yeah.
Look, that's my girl right there. I think you should give it a shot.
I think I've blown the shot. First, I mistook her for my date. Then I spilled her drink.
Her drink.
Yeah.
She'll be all right. I'll give her another one on the house. Well, you're her type. So here's my advice. First, buy her another basket of tots and maybe one for yourself. Ooh, buy her a drink. She loves rum. And be yourself. She stayed long already. She would have pressed that button.
What button? Oh, okay. Well, whatever she wants, and you can keep the change.
Enjoy the rest of your night, hon.
I'm really sorry. Definitely not how serendipity starts.
You like serendipity?
Yes? Do you?
It's a close favorite, very close, but I like always a bridesmaid. Today wasn't our day. Let's start over. I'm Ryan.
Carter. Do you feel any better?
Of course not. You have your own problems too, and I shouldn't have lashed out at you like that.
Well, I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't bummed. You take a risk, and it blows over in your face. A little discouraging to be set back at this age, you know? People say we're still young, but everyone expects you to have it figured out. And here I am, single, like I've been for the past 5 years.
How old are you?
22.
Me too. Sorry. I don't think you should be so hard on yourself. I would be just as upset as you are. Plus, I'm here to keep you company. If you want.
I would want nothing more than that.
You are super corny, dude.
You say corny, I say nervous. Look, I just met you, Ryan, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched the movie before coming out tonight. I wanted to feel inspired, you know?
Well, I'm glad.
Well, I'm glad I didn't make you feel uncomfortable.
Well, not entirely. What if we meet here again, let's say next Friday, and I'll show you some of my favorite spots on the strip. I'm sure Jonathan would love that. And hell, I'll pinky promise that I will be here. Same seat.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Me too.
Hold it in cause I want a man, but I gotta make better choices. I take them back when they're wrong. I know I'm way too forgiving. I see the flags and I know the truth, but I always go against it. Yeah, still learning how to love. I'm a hopeless.
Oh, Tisa, where'd you go? Hi, Tisa. You're muted.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Hi.
No, it's fine. Tisa, congratulations. How do you feel? How do you feel watching
Thank
that?
you. I was very, very excited to hear the music. I feel like you get the feeling of it being like a bar.
Yeah.
So you really get the atmosphere of what's going on in the play. So I'm a little nervous. I'm a little excited to just see how everything turned out. You know, I'm all smiles right now. I can't stop smiling.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, you guys did an amazing job. Was there like a particular moment in the play that you felt was like really impactful to the characters, to you, or to the audience?
Well, even in rehearsal, I always said that towards the end of the play, you know, the whole we should meet here again, and it's like, well, I would love that, and there's like me too. And then I think just hearing the music in the background, the song's called Hopeless Romantic, and I think that it just made it really cliche as like, you know, like a hopeless romantic would want when you watch the movie. I loved it.
Yay. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Well, congratulations. Awesome job. I'm super, super proud of you and Taylor and Spencer. It was so fun working with you all.
You too.
See you later. All right, now moving right along to our next performance, Seventh Floor Apartment, written by Jennifer Pelago. Due to a fire that a first-year college student and her father have to remain outside while the authorities handle the emergency, the daughter becomes forced to confront her father and her past as well as pressing aspects from her young life come to terms. And there's some mature subject matter, so viewer discretion is advised. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
New Jersey. The year is 2017. Outside a 7th floor apartment building. It is 2 a.m.
Please stay outside and don't get too close to the apartment until we say it's clear. You understand? I promise you the firefighters are doing everything they can to put the fire out and get everyone to safety. Ma'am? Almost everyone's out, but there is a little girl stuck on the 7th floor. We are doing our best to get her out.
Oh my God!
I know you're scared, but please stay calm. It's the best thing you can do now. Are you going to be okay once I walk away?
Yes, officer. I'll try. Thank you.
Officer begins to walk away.
Wait! I know that little girl. Her name is Jayla, but call her JJ. She loves it. Look, I know she's all alone right now, and she's a very quiet but sweet girl. And she's alone because her mom works until late night. But it's okay. I didn't mean to make it sound like her mom just left her. She's 12. What I'm trying to say is that maybe I can do something. She knows me well, and maybe if I go up with you guys. No. Yeah. I know. Is there anything I can do?
Look, I'm sorry. You'll just have to wait. But I promise we'll do our best. I'll keep you updated, okay?
Officer walks away. Stephanie plays around with the necklace she is wearing. She takes out a bottle of Advil, takes 3 pills.
Is there something in my face, Ba? Stop that. You do not need to be all judgy with me.
What if I was looking at your necklace, huh? Look, I'm glad you're still wearing it.
At my necklace? Yeah, right.
I'm serious. All right. Well, we'll just head out and... Shit. Mierda. Where are my fucking keys?
You forgot it, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. There's a fire in our fucking apartment building. Go easy on me.
Now what? My flight's in 3 hours, Ba.
It's okay. Relax. I'll see if I can get back in, huh?
I'll meet you at the car.
Gabriel runs off towards the officer.
Hey, miss. Listen. I left something really important in my apartment. If you could please just let me go in and grab it? I'll be 2 seconds, I promise.
Sir, we can't let anybody in the apartment. It's dangerous.
But my daughter told you that Jayla lives above us. I'm sure our floor is just fine.
Sir, we got notice that the fire spread to the 6th floor. You can't go in.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir, I am. Now please, just step away.
Gabriel walks back towards Stephanie.
What happened? No? How am I supposed to make it to my flight? Oh my God. Ba, tell me that you have a spare key somewhere under the car. You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Estefanía, déjame ver. You brought your suitcase and... Mierda. How could you not remind me to bring my keys?
Oh, shut it, Ba. I was the responsible one, packing up and getting ready to leave. And what were you doing? Mi corazón, come watch the game. You have time. I'll just order an Uber or something.
You want to pay fucking $20 for a 15-minute ride? No. I'm calling Louis.
Ba, you can't do that. He's your boss. And besides, he's probably busy.
Don't worry about it, Fanny. He's become a really close friend, and he'll come to the rescue, I'm sure, huh? Hello? Hey, Lou. How you doing? How's the wife and the kids, huh? Well, I'm glad to hear that. Estefania, she's doing great. She says hi, actually. Listen, I'm really sorry to bother you this, but the building is on fire. Yeah, long story. I'll tell you all about it later. Do you mind taking me and Fanny to the airport? Oh man, I knew I could trust you. All right, boss. See you soon.
Look, there's an Uber pretty close. You don't need to bother Louis for me.
Fanny, don't worry about it, yeah? He said him and his wife were taking care of one of my co-workers' kids for the weekend, but he said the missus would take care of it while he comes and gives us a ride, huh? Fanny, ¿qué pasó?
No, I just... I didn't know they were still doing that.
Yeah, they're great, good people.
Bah, I need to tell you something, and please don't interrupt me until I'm done.
What are you trying to say? I don't listen to you? Huh? Maybe if you stop giving me all the attitude all the time, maybe then I'll listen.
You know what? Forget it. I'm too cold and tired for this. I'm leaving.
Gabriel grabs Stephanie into a hug.
Bah, stop it. Bah.
When am I gonna see you again, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. Por favor, mi corazón. Let's just make the best of the time we have, huh?
I'm back in therapy.
What?
And before you yell at me, I think this lady can actually help me. She's even given me this new exercise to start writing letters to people that hurt me or that I resent. And it's starting to work, I think.
You said that for the last therapist.
And I told you it isn't that simple.
Then why'd you leave for Minnesota when you knew you weren't okay?
I left for Minnesota because they offered me a full ride. You know that already.
And I told you I've worked my ass off for Louis so that he could give me a raise, and he has. He did, multiple times. I could have helped you pay for a school nearby. Estefania, you promised me you would get better.
I never did.
You lied to me.
I never meant to. I'm trying. Okay?
Remember what I said?
To let it go?
Mi corazón. You're a grown woman now. Start acting like one and let go of all that other shit.
I'm trying.
Then try harder.
I said I'm really fucking trying. For once, just see what is happening. You know, it ain't that easy. You can't just smile and pray un Padre Nuestro that it'll go away. Even God knows it's more complicated than that.
You know, you always think you had it bad. You don't know one thing of what it's like to keep your family off the streets.
And who says I don't?
Forget about it. Look, I've been smiling and tucking it away since 1970. Look at me. Nada ni nadie puede hacerle nada a tu papá.
Stephanie digs into her bag and grabs a bottle of Advil. She pops 5 pills into her mouth.
Really? Again?
You never fail to give me a headache.
Gabriel snatches the bottle of Advil away from Stephanie's hands.
What is wrong with you? Shit. Bah. Wait. I'm sorry, okay? You're right. I'm overreacting. I'll stay calm.
Mira, Fanny. Everyone has problems too, you know? It'll burn you out from the inside, but only if you let it in. Just don't let it in.
How do you do it?
Do what?
Stop it from burning you?
Corazón, I mean, it's just not. You wouldn't understand. You see, eso te pasa como porque estás así como un palo.
I'm on a diet, so what? Look, I'm asking you for a reason. Are you gonna tell me or not?
No.
I could die on my flight for all we know. You're always saying that we don't bond enough. Now's your chance.
Nice try. No es no, Estefanía.
Remember when you gave me this? You said your little girl should never be scared to talk to you. Well, I'm talking to you.
Look, when I was a kid, things weren't as easy to get away with as they are now.
Like what?
Stupid decisions that will have you regret them even till today.
What do you do?
I told you it was a stupid decision.
Yeah, well, I need more than that. I swear, I'll leave for Minnesota and I won't come back next year. Please, Pa?
I was 15 and I fell in love. In our eyes, we were so in love, so much that we actually got married.
At 15?
Things were different then, sweetie. Once you got married, you were off on your own. Every little problem, mistake, even if you didn't mean it, you were responsible for it.
What did Ama and Pa say?
Yeah, they didn't get involved. They knew. But it was better for them to still see the innocent boy they had raised and not the failure that I had become.
Who did you become? Pa, you need to trust me. I'm your daughter, for God's sake.
Our love didn't last long. Well, from my side, at least. And it's because I saw what it really was. Day after day, I spent all of my words trying to convince her to see it too, but she just didn't and wouldn't. One day, I got tired of trying, so I left. I promise you, I thought she would have moved on, kept trying to survive like the rest of us, but
She didn't.
everyone blamed me. I kind of did too.
A sound of more sirens is heard.
Oh shit. It's that bad, huh?
Pa, you need to know that.
Fanny. Go check what's going on, please. You can tell me later, okay? I need to wait here for Lou. Huh?
Stephanie walks towards the officer. As soon as she's gone, Gabriel's phone rings.
Hey, what's up, Lou? There you are. Lou. If this isn't the hero of the night.
What wouldn't you do without me, yo, Rag? Hey, is there any luggage I could help? You want me to help you with?
Don't worry about it. Stefania doesn't carry too much.
Yeah, how's she taking all this fire stuff?
She'll be all right. She's just been going through some things that get her more nervous.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. But hey, there's nothing you wouldn't do to keep your kids safe, am I right? You know, I saw that woman out there, you know, from the apartment below you.
Yeah?
She's still single.
How am I supposed to know?
Oh, come on, man. You know you're the ladies' man.
Oh, well, you know. She's not my type. Why are you asking?
Oh, no, not for me. No. Hey, you know the manager from the excavation department. Yeah, he wanted me to find out for him.
You're kidding me. Him?
Yeah, believe it or not, I think he could win her over. But I need to know if she's single so I could be a good wingman. You don't mind asking her, do you?
I don't know, Lou.
Come on, Gabe. You owe me a couple.
All right. I'll see what I can do for you. Huh?
Stephanie returns and spots Louis. She tries to leave.
Stefania, ¿a dónde vas?
Hey, Stefania. It's nice to see you again.
You okay, sweetie?
It's been a while, huh? Hey, you remember my wife?
Yeah, she remembers.
Yeah, she says she's happy you're doing all right. She even said she misses you and she's been dying to see you.
I'm sure she did.
Yeah. She wanted me to tell you that whenever you're back, you come over to our house and spend a weekend with our family. Just like when you were there, big. Wow. Yeah, that's a beautiful necklace you got there. It's quite valuable. Like her, Gabe.
Yeah, she is. Huh? All right. It's time we should head out. Fanny, take your bags.
Why my necklace?
Excuse me.
Why did you point on my necklace like that?
Because I'm happy you like it.
And what do you have to do with it?
Well, that was a gift. Gabe, you didn't tell her.
Wait, what do you? I never thought I had to.
I mean, for what it was worth, I was thinking you would.
Dad, you didn't buy me this?
No, mi corazón. I didn't. Listen, it was during the time we had no money, and so Louis here offered to buy me the necklace on my behalf. That's what I thought. I told you I was going to give you the money back, Louis, right away, but you went out and brought something worth my entire paycheck, and then I asked you to give me some more time so I can gather the money, and you said not to worry about it. I mean, come on, man. If you wanted the money back, you should have said so.
Hey, you must have misunderstood me, Gabe.
Yeah, I think I did.
All right. Hey, calm down, buddy. You don't got to get loud on me.
I mean, you got me all confused over here.
You got me all confused here.
So if you didn't buy it to help me out, then why did you buy it for Stefania?
Because he raped me.
What? No. Are you crazy?
That weekend, on the last day, he tricked his family into leaving the house. And that's when he did it.
Gabe, you can't believe her. No. You told me she was taking a lot of pills, and that's what they do to you. You start acting like you're out of your goddamn mind.
He's been lying to you about time after time. And you've been so ignorant that you believe him time after time.
I have never lied to you, Gabriel. Not once. Right? Am I right?
He's a monster.
I gave you a job that took you out of the scraps, and I gave you raise after raise because the good work that you put in that I value.
He ruined my life, Bob.
No.
He ruined everything there ever was that allowed me to trust anyone.
No.
To trust you.
I've always been there for you, Gabriel, and you know that more than anyone, that I would never betray you in any kind of way. You said it yourself. You could trust me.
And there hasn't been a day that I haven't looked back to that night and told myself, why did I let him manipulate me? He said my body or our suffering. I didn't want to live on the streets. I didn't know what to do.
Gabriel, someone else did this to her, but it wasn't me.
You threaten me, you fucking piece of shit. And you know what? That's the only way you can ever get something to go your way.
I have a wife and daughter, and I would never do that to anyone.
There. I finally said it. And just so you know, I actually got my first period a year after that night.
I am going to fucking kill him. I am going to fucking kill you.
Gabriel suddenly runs after Louis and throws him to the ground. Gabriel is strangling Louis. Stephanie tries to pull Gabriel away, but she can't get close to him.
I trusted you. You're a dead man, Louis.
Stop! Please! Help!
Hey! Hetty, break it off!
2 other officers grab Louis and Gabriel and pull them away from each other. Meanwhile, Stephanie starts to run off. The officer sees this and catches her.
Oh! Slow down, please.
I told you I'm fine. My Uber's waiting.
You know, we saved JJ. I just thought I'd let you know she's safe. I'll make sure of that.
You promise?
I do. I'm a mother of 2 beautiful daughters, and I would do anything in my power to protect them. And I would do the same for JJ, for you, anyone who needs to feel safe. Now, I'm going to ask you one more time. Are you going to be okay when I walk away?
No.
I'm listening.
Not here.
That's okay. You know where our department is? Okay.
Wow. 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 Jennifer. Hi. Hello. Thank you so much to the amazing cast. Wow. Jen, what a journey you've been on with this play. What was it like seeing it tonight, knowing that other people were receiving it too?
Yeah, oh my God, like it was very definitely nerve-wracking, and I mean, I guess I'm like biased to it because like, I have been with it for so long. It's kind of like my little baby, but like I just didn't know how people would take it. But yeah, I am excited to just have it go out to the world like that.
Yeah.
Definitely a good experience. Yeah.
Yeah. And because I think you're one of, probably in the group, probably the only person who ended up being put in a position where you acted in your own piece. And I'm just going to share with the audience, how that came about. We were working with the piece, right up until the last rehearsal. Jen and I were having conversations, dramaturgical conversations, and the actors in the first rehearsal we had a bunch of questions that took us to a place of actually really exploring the truth of the past and the present. And what ended up happening by the time we got to the last draft was that the officer's part was much bigger than we had begun with. And we were already in our last rehearsal, we'd already cast the play, and he was like, oh, I could play it, but he'd sound like an African person from Britain, from Africa, from somewhere in the world, or you could play it, Jen. It was, what was that like as an experience for you, being in the play with the actors who were bringing your work to life?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like you said, it wasn't intended. But it had to work out like that. And um, definitely when uh, when recording the final piece, all I remember is just like um, uh, hearing this whole thing and like getting very emotional, but like I just knew I couldn't get that emotional because I knew it had to go on screen
Yeah.
in a couple of seconds. So yeah, having that in the back of my mind. But I mean, seeing it now, totally just like, I don't know, blew me away. And everyone that um that was just that was just phenomenal in the way they brought my work to life. So yeah.
Great. So, final question. What do you hope will be the impact of the play to anyone watching who may have experienced some version of what the main character has gone through?
Yeah. I mean, I think I originally when I wrote this piece, I knew I wanted it to be between a relationship between uh, a parent and um, one of their kids, and I made it between a father and a daughter. Um, and the reason being is because I just think sometimes um, it's just hard to have conversations, especially dealing with like mental illness and um, those things that like trigger can trigger a lot in different reactions in people. And I think we just let that blind us, and we don't actually get to those conversations that can actually help us. um, and I know one part in the play, which is the part where Gabriel finally opens up and tells Stefania, apart from his past. I just really loved writing that because I think um, that just represents what I wanted to get across. That having conversations is important, especially with your family members, with whoever you live with, reside with. Um, yeah, I think that's the main thing that I wanted to get across.
I think you certainly did that and so much more. Such powerful work, Jen, and I really hope you will. This is your first play ever,
Yeah.
and I hope you'll see from this experience that you have a voice. I think all of you have a voice, and I think hopefully this will be the beginning of more work that the world will experience from all of you. So fantastic work tonight. You should be really proud.
Thank
We're very
thank
proud
you.
of the journey you've been
Thank
on,
you.
and enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too. Enjoy.
Okay, take care. So we are now about halfway through our evening. And I'd just like to take a moment just to acknowledge some of our team, the people keeping us on air right now as we are with you. Kayla Kim Vodopek and Nisa Betancourt, thank you so much for the job you're doing, keeping us here, keeping us streaming on. Yeah, so next up, we have a play called Under the Cherry Tree by Jessica DeLuca. This play is about a young woman and an older woman who meet in a cemetery, where they soon discover that they have more in common than it seems. Enjoy.
A young woman who stands in front of a grave. Behind her, there is an old woman placing flowers by headstones. Downstage left stands a cherry tree. Downstage right stands a willow tree.
Hi. I wanted to reach out, but I didn't know when was the right time. I have to admit, right now is a pretty bad time.
The young woman looks around, making eye contact with the old woman who sits at the grave slightly behind her. The old woman smiles and waves. The young woman nods her head in her direction. The old woman approaches the grave next to her and places flowers on the headstone. The two look at each other.
Good afternoon.
Hi. I'm sorry, I'll be gone in a minute if you want to speak to her. I'm just.
Oh, don't worry, sweetheart. Take your time. You know, that's interesting. I come here once a week to put flowers on all the graves, and I've never seen anyone visit this one. I think giving flowers to those who've passed is a nice gesture, especially for those who don't get visitors anymore. I do it because my daughter did it. She's here in the back.
I don't see her anywhere.
She's the one under the cherry tree.
A lone headstone sits beneath the cherry tree.
I'm so sorry. I had no idea. I hope I didn't.
That's all right, sweetie. No need to apologize. Who is she to you?
Who?
Mary Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, my mother, I guess.
I'm sorry for your loss. I didn't know Mary had another daughter.
Another?
Yes, I can't remember if her name is Eliza or just Elizabeth, but either way.
I'm sorry, how did you know her?
Who?
Mary Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, I barely knew her, really. She would come to the cemetery sometimes to visit her husband.
So she had a husband and a daughter. It's just great.
You didn't know?
No.
I thought you were her daughter.
Yeah.
You two weren't close.
No.
How come?
She put me up for adoption.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're sorry I was adopted?
No, I don't know what else to say. What made you come here then?
Why do you want to know?
Just making conversation.
We don't even know each other, and you're asking me all these personal questions.
I know everyone who comes to this cemetery. I see the same people constantly. It's a small town, so everyone I see, I either know from my life in here or from my life out there. There's never a new face. But you're new, so I'm just curious.
Guess that's fair. I did research and I found out who my birth mother was. Took years, but I finally ended up getting in contact with a friend of hers. And when I called them, they said that she passed 3 years ago.
It must have been difficult without her, I'm assuming. It's not the same, but I hurt every day without my daughter.
I'm sure she was wonderful.
She was the best thing that ever happened to me. That's for sure. She kept me sane.
What was her name?
Alice.
Beautiful.
My husband hated it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. He's here too, somewhere.
You don't visit him?
I do, sometimes, but not as much as Alice. Would you like a flower for your mother?
Oh, Sure.
The young woman takes the flower. Unsure of what to do with it, she throws it awkwardly to the grave.
Roses were Alice's favorite. I like to give them to everyone here. They symbolize love, and I like to think that the people here feel loved when I come by.
It's very sweet.
Did you love your mother?
I'm sorry?
Did you love her?
I don't see how I could.
Why is that?
Because she left me?
What was her reason?
I don't know. I don't understand.
Understand what?
Yes, I just feel like it was my fault. Like there was something wrong with me? This is a letter that she sent me. She wrote me, but she never sent me. Got it from her friend. And in it, she swears up and down that she loves me and she never meant to hurt me. But if she really did, then I don't see how she could just give me up and then go have another stupid kid and a husband. And I'm sure they were such a happy family with Christmases and birthdays, and I'm sure that girl got everything she wanted and more. Meanwhile, I'm given up as soon as I enter the world, feeling like a screw up all these years. And for what? For a stupid fucking letter that she never even sent because she couldn't own up to what she did. I mean, how do you do that? How could you just... I'm sorry.
You apologize a lot.
Yes.
You can't blame yourself for things you can't control. For instance, when Alice died, all I did was blame myself. I thought I could do more for her, that I wasn't doing enough. I know now I did all I could. And unfortunately, it didn't work. She died about 3 years ago, like your mother. Never in my life did I think I would live longer than my baby girl. But I still feel her with me. One day, you'll feel as I do, hopefully.
Maybe.
Do you want to pray for your mother?
I'm not religious.
It's still nice to pray. It can give you some closure.
I only know the Hail Mary and Our Father.
We can do the Hail Mary together.
The old woman takes the young woman's hands and closes her eyes.
Well?
Well, what?
Are you going to start?
I have to do it?
It's your mother.
It was your idea.
Then we do it together. Ready?
As they say the Hail Mary, a woman appears under the cherry tree, another woman beneath the willow. They stare and watch the prayer in silence.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. That wasn't bad, was it?
No.
Hopefully, I was able to help you today.
You did. Thank you.
The old woman puts the young woman's face in her hands. The young woman is no longer uncomfortable like she was before. She allows this to happen.
You'll meet her one day. They always come back.
The old woman looks behind them, toward the cherry tree. There stands the woman from earlier.
Goodbye, sweetheart.
The old woman exits toward the cherry tree, into the beckoning arms of the mysterious woman awaiting her. The young woman looks after her, watching as this old woman walks off hand in hand with the stranger beneath the cherry tree.
Jessica, oh my gosh.
Hi.
Feel watching that.
Oh, it was so amazing. It's so cool to see something that I wrote actually be put on a screen.
Yeah. What'd you think of the spirits? I was like screaming. It looks so
Oh, they were so cool.
yeah. So what do you think was a particular moment in the play that was impactful to you, but also the characters and the audience?
I definitely, the part that stuck out to me the most, that I think was the connecting part for basically everyone in the show and everyone who was watching, was when the two women were saying the prayer. Because even though they weren't the same, like religious wise, they still had a connection together when they did it. And it not only brought them together, but it brought the spirits together. And I thought that that was just such a important moment in my show in connecting everything, so that when the audience was also watching, they were also immersed into it.
Yeah, I mean, just being with you from the beginning of this script to like this full grown child has been like so amazing, just watching you like try and figure it out, and you were so scared, but like you did such an amazing, that was so good. Like,
Thank you.
I'm very, very, very proud of you. So
Thank
congratulations.
you.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, so we are moving right along to our next production. It's called Dreaded Talks by Taylor Stokes. And it takes place during a college counseling session. A high school senior is confronted with possible realities about his hairstyle, which means he has to have a dreaded talk with his guidance counselor. Enjoy.
Hello, Tim. I see we're right on schedule per your usual time, 10 minutes late.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. My mom made lunch.
Oh, is that chicken?
Yeah, with rice and honey garlic sauce.
Looks good.
It is. I mean, I'd share, but you know.
They're late and you're eating. Okay. Did you just wake up?
Oh, no, I'm just tired. Do I look it?
Yeah, a little bit. You have a slight case of bedhead.
I know. It doesn't help. I need to get them retwisted like yesterday.
Well, all right. Let's get right to business then. What about college did you want to talk about?
I was kind of hoping you'd tell me.
Well, I don't really know what you want to hear. Your email said, I want to talk about college, and that was it.
Yes.
What about it? At least to my knowledge, you haven't started any application processes. And in the past, when I brought the topic up, you didn't want anything to do with it.
I know, but now my parents are getting on me about it, and I am annoyed, so I just want to get it over with.
I could understand why they're concerned. It's mid-October, and you don't even have a list of schools. Have you talked to them about different options? I know they'd be more than willing to help you out.
No, I'm not going to them.
Why?
I mean, my mom maybe, but not my dad. Every time I try to bring up the topic of not going to medical school, he doesn't want to hear it. Now they just kind of lecture me out till I tune them out.
What do you want to do?
I don't even think it matters what I want to do, because if I'm being honest, I don't think I even want to go anymore.
Okay, Tim, can I ask you a question then?
Okay.
Why are you here?
I think I want to go to Johns Hopkins University.
Oh, that's a pretty good school. I've had a couple of students go there over the years. That's your goal?
Yes. I personally don't think it's that far-fetched.
Oh, well, no, it's not. You're a bright kid, but if you're serious about this, then you should have started preparing back in the summer. But it's not too late yet. You would also have to take your appearance into account.
What about my appearance? I look good.
I was talking about your hair.
What about my hair? Oh, you mean cutting my dreads off?
I know what you're going to say, but hear me out.
I mean, why does it even matter? I mean, no disrespect, Miss Clive, but what do you even know about dreads?
Quite a lot, actually.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
So to answer your question, I do know a decent amount about them. And I understand how you're feeling right now.
I wouldn't go that far.
But I've been denied opportunities because of how I looked in the past. It's a universal experience.
Having to choose between cutting your hair or getting a job is a universal experience.
No, not having dreads, having to choose between giving something up that's important to you for the sake of pursuing a career.
Miss Clive, you sound awfully white right now.
I may, but it's just a suggestion.
You also sound like my parents.
Your parents don't approve of your dreads?
No, they don't really like anything that I do. I could breathe a certain way and they'd probably say I was doing it wrong.
I see. Your parents are at the age where they don't like anything their kids do.
Isn't it usually the other way around?
Yes, usually. But I don't think anybody really grows out of their rebellious phase, me included.
Why did you cut them?
That's a good question. I still wonder why today. I was going back and forth for years, but I think the last straw was when I had to start looking after my nephew.
Is he the kid in the picture?
Yeah, that's him. Dylan. I felt that it was time for a change. He already had a lot going on, and I didn't want to add any more baggage than necessary, you know? And I got a lot of looks over the years and comments.
I mean, you know why though?
Yeah, yes, I was a white woman with dreads, I know. And before I wouldn't mind the looks I would get, but when I had him with me, just minding our business, people started looking at him too.
So it sounds like to me that you cut them because he was your nephew.
Well, not entirely. After I cut him, there were no more stares, no more comments. It felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders, physically and metaphorically. And Dylan didn't have to ask why people were looking at us.
But there you go again. You just said you did it for Dylan, not yourself.
Now, I understand what you're saying.
But if you understand what I'm saying, then why do you want me to change myself to conform to their standards? It's my hair. Why can't you just listen to what it's my hair.
It is your hair. It's a big part of your identity. Who am I to tell you what to do with it? I'm just saying this to you because I'm your guidance counselor. I'm guiding you. You don't have to listen to me if you don't want to.
I don't know what I want.
You just told me what you want. You said you wanted to go to Johns Hopkins.
No, I didn't. If I'm being honest, that's what my parents want. And what would I look like going to Johns Hopkins?
You said it yourself. It is not a far-fetched idea.
It's not, but at this point, I don't even know anymore. Every time I try to do something I want to do, someone has something to say. It feels like everyone is guiding me, but there's so many different directions. I can't even remember where I want to go.
When I asked about what you want to do, I didn't just mean this meeting. I meant your life. Not mine, not your parents, but yours.
Columbia University.
Let's work towards that then. Is that your mom?
Yeah.
I think you should talk to her about what we discussed today. It's completely up to you, of course.
Yeah. I will. I'll schedule an appointment for a retwist while I'm at it.
Did you want to have another meeting sometime next week to discuss next steps?
Yes. Same day works for me.
That sounds like a plan. Let's try to be on time next week, yeah?
Uh-huh. Thank you.
I'm serious.
Bye, Miss Clive.
Hello. Hi, Taylor.
Hi,
Wow.
Zulu.
Hello, hello. Thank you, actors. Thank you, Marshall, for directing that. Taylor, you started off with an image. I remember the first time I encountered you in class, you started off with an image of the moment when she suggested he cut his dreads, and you didn't know if you had a play. You didn't know that. How was it tonight? There you were watching your play with the
It
rest of.
was
How was that?
it was weird because I feel like I've grown so far from when we first had our first dramaturgical meeting, and I didn't know where to go with it. I was kind of stuck. So to see it is it's relieving that I got it done.
Yeah. And I think there's so many things that you are saying in there. What is in terms of your, I mean, say position about hair, it's not, but what, okay, tell you very clearly, my dreads are sort of hiding under my, do you think I should cut them or get them retwisted?
No, I think you should do whatever you want to do with your hair. That's not my decision.
And what do you hope will be the impact of this play on young people, maybe people about to go into college or people trying to think of graduate school? What do you hope will be the impact that this piece has on them?
To do what you want to do, not necessarily what anyone else wants to do, what you want to do.
Yeah.
And especially do whatever you want with your hair because it's yours.
Yeah. Amazing work, Taylor. Thank you for
Thank you.
staying the course, and even when you were lost, allowing yourself to just be lost for a while until you found your place and found your direction. So fantastic work. You should be very proud, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you. You too.
Okay. Take care.
You too.
So we're coming up to the penultimate part of the evening. The next piece I've had the pleasure of working on with the writer and the actors. It is called Rich, and it's written by Lucien Edme, and it's set in a prison waiting room. A son and a daughter visit their father in prison. They each have different agendas for this visit, and this encounter will change their lives forever. Enjoy Rich by Lucien Edme.
Rich and Ruby are in the middle of a prison visitation room.
Ruby,
Huh?
you take your meds this morning?
Yeah.
You don't have to lie.
I'm not lying.
Then why is your leg shaking mine?
I couldn't take them this morning.
I figured.
Can you blame me? I don't know what I'm gonna do when I see him, let alone what I'm gonna say. How do you think he's gonna look?
Does it matter?
Well, yeah. What kind of question is that? You're acting like he's not your father.
Father. That's such a strong word, isn't it, Ruby?
He should have been out by now.
Such an interesting assortment of letters if you really think about father. It's like you won a prize when people start calling you that, when in actuality,
What's taking so long? I have a meeting with Blair later.
all it takes to be a father is having slow timing.
Rich, shut up. It's gross.
You need a license to drive. You need to be 21 to legally do anything. But all it takes to be a father is weak pull-out game in there. You're done.
Rich, he's gonna be here any second, and I do not want you upsetting him. You need to cut it out.
Look, I'm just saying, don't be too disappointed with what you see when he comes out.
Enough. Here he comes.
Rocky enters. Handcuffed, he is escorted by the prison guard. The prison guard removes the handcuffs and then exits.
Happy birthday, Daddy. It's great to see you. I know this isn't the way that you'd want to spend your birthday, but don't worry, we're gonna get you out of here. I've been working tirelessly with Blair to help build your case. She's a great lawyer, and she's seen plenty of men like you in your position when she got out of jail.
You got something in your eye, Richard. You gone deaf? I'm trying to help you.
Here, I'll get it.
You gonna say thank you to her?
Yeah, huh? You gonna say thank you or what? I'm kidding. It's fine.
No, he needs to learn some respect, huh?
Yeah, a little.
I raised you well.
Yeah, sure.
So why are you here if you're not gonna talk, huh?
Richie, say hi.
Oh, cat must have got your tongue, huh? So why y'all come?
It's your birthday. Why wouldn't we?
It's a regular old Tuesday to me. Don't be talking to me about some damn birthday. Don't be childish.
It's Friday, Dad.
Guess I lost track of time being inside, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Listen, 60 seconds might not seem like plenty, but having everything taken away from you really gives you perspective on how much time you really got. You take my word for it, you understand? I don't want neither of y'all in here seeing for yourself.
Yes, Daddy.
Now, I know that it's a lot to ask, but they're going to be saying a lot of shit about me in court. Shit that you're not going to want to hear about your old man, but I'm going to need y'all to testify for me, okay? Can y'all do that?
Yes, Daddy. I've already talked about it with Blair, and I'm all set. It's gonna be hard, but I'm up for it. We're up for it, right, Rich?
I'm not just talking to her, little man. You especially need to be listening to what I'm saying. This shit ain't a joke. You staring at me with them big old eyes like you've seen something. You want to stare at something. You look at that TV and you stare at how they be treating brothers like us out there. You need to be paying attention.
I have nothing to say to you.
Oh. So you think you bad, huh?
Dad, it's okay. Richie, stop. I told you to cut it out.
So y'all need to understand something, okay? I need y'all to pray on this. They don't give men like me fair trials, all right? The neighbors heard what they heard, but you need to understand.
Dad, we understand just.
Man, y'all got to stop interrupting me!
Sorry, Daddy.
Listen, when people have ideas in their head, that's all they got. Once it's in their mind that you did it, you did it. That's why y'all need to pray. Okay, y'all need to work with that lawyer, build that case to get me out of here. You hear me?
Yes, Daddy, we hear you. Right, Rich?
Richard, why are you here if all you gonna do is stare at me, huh?
He doesn't mean it, Dad. Stop it, Rich.
I'm trying to talk to you, man to man, and you want to play around. If this was nothing but a waste of gas to you, you say that, Richard. If you only here to keep your sister company while she talks to me about whatever damn day it is, you say that. But how you gonna be my kid? My flesh, my blood. If all you gonna do is sit back and act like this shit ain't real, Richard, you need to wake up.
You're right. This is real. That's why I'm testifying.
Exactly. And that's what I thought.
I'm testifying that you did it.
What?
What the fuck?
Rich, are you insane?
You listen to me, boy.
She needs to hear the truth from you.
Rich.
She needs to hear what from me? I don't know what you're talking about.
Neither do I. What are you talking about?
You need to stop acting dumb and tell her before I do.
Tell me what?
Richard, I don't know if you lost your damn mind, but you need to find it before
I saw you, Rocky. I saw you kill Mom.
Rich.
What did you see?
I saw the blood on the floor. I saw the knife next to her, and I saw you hovering over her. You did it!
You don't know what you saw. Rich, it's not what it looked like.
You knew Mom was sick, and you did nothing to help her. All you did was call her crazy. You kept calling her crazy.
Your mom was sick. Man, she was crazy, but I didn't kill her. It wasn't the neighbors that called the cops. What? You called them, Richard?
You kept calling her crazy.
You fucking called the cops on me.
You told her you were going to take the craziness out of her, and then you did. You stabbed her in the stomach right in front of me.
Oh my God.
That is not what happened. I found her like that, Richard. I would never kill your...
You did it! You fucking did it! And I'm testifying that you did.
Rocky rises from his chair and lunges at Rich.
You are fucking lying, man. You crazy. You're fucking crazy.
You're a deadbeat. You hear me? Deadbeat.
Rocky and Rich start to get physical as a prison guard enters. Prison guard separates the two men and proceeds to handcuff Rocky.
You are dead to me. Richard, you are crazy. You hear me? You are fucking crazy.
Both prison guard and Rocky exit.
Rich, did you take your medication before you left the house this morning?
Which medication?
The one that Mom used to use for delusions.
I stopped taking that shit months ago.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. I need a moment because wow.
Thank you.
Just because of the fact that like oh wow. Oof. Okay. Anyways, back to normal. Here we go. Just from seeing where you started and where you ended up.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You. Oh my God. Okay, enough about me. You, how do you feel after seeing that?
I'm all over the place. Everyone's texting me right now like, Lucian, what? Wait. So I don't know. I've watched this and I've listened to and read through this so many times, but even now I'm still like living through it like, whoa, who wrote this? This is crazy. Then I'm like, oh wait, hang on.
Okay. No. Humble brag. Yeah. I mean, just wow, just from where you started, there was so many monologues and you know, a lot going on, and we were like, you know, you got to pull it back, and you just you listened and you did an amazing job by the silence, you know, of the son and everything, and obviously the actor. I mean, wow, you know, but kudos to you for really digging deep into the story and creating these characters and taking us on a world with my heart is pounding right now. I need to do some jumping jacks or something.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
So obviously this is a very powerful story. I mean, you really just took it and ran with it, and you gave it so much more meaning, because from the beginning it was like, you know, we're visiting our dad, you know, some arguing, we're mad at you, but you really were able to, you know, modernize it and put a modern take on it by like, look, this is what they do to us in prison. This is what they do to Black men in prison, you know, very subtly. So which part do you find the most impactful? I mean, there's so many moments, but for you and like for the audience and the characters, what did you find most impactful, and also what do you want everyone to take away from this?
Well, one of the main struggles that I had with making the show was proper representation of Black people. And, you know, it's so easy to make a story set in a prison setting where, like, the prisoner's the bad guy and the kids visiting him are the good people. But I didn't want the story to be about that, especially in a space, well, especially in theater where Black people are represented not correctly. So I think the most impactful part for me was the part where the father is telling the kids, you have to pray on this. And the kids try to interrupt, and he's just like, you have to stop interrupting me. And every time I listen to that part, I'm always just like, okay, I get it. Because, you know, there's so many times where we get so blindsided and we just forget, like, this is the world that we're living in. Like, we're living in history right now. And yeah, like that part specifically.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So you sort of left like a little cliffhanger there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to ask like what happened. I won't ask that, but like were you about to say something?
Inbox me later.
I'll find out if anybody wants to know. Message me on Facebook. I got you. But honestly, incredible job, Lucien. Lucien is so bubbly and very talkative and just very passionate. So just like seeing your work, I was like, whoa, like who is
That's
this?
why I wanted to write something like this, because everyone knows me as such, like this, and then you see this, you're just like,
whoa,
hang on.
You went somewhere with this. Yeah, no, absolutely. Amazing job. I'm super, super proud of you. Congratulations. Pat yourself on the back because you did an awesome job.
Thank you so much. Have a great night. Thank you so much.
All right. Woof. Let's take some deep breaths here, everyone. Woof. Okay. So we're moving right along to our last piece of the night. It is called Deadline, and it's written by Spencer C. Williams. And it takes place during a Zoom session. You know, we all can relate to that, right? Where a group of college students must decide on how to do a group assignment for class. Enjoy.
Hey, what's good, y'all? How's everyone's day been? Ooh, I hope we're ready to put some pen to paper and get this script done. The deadline is tonight, and we've literally got nothing. So does anyone have any ideas? Anyone? Any takers?
Yeah, man.
Awesome. Ray, you want to share first?
What?
You want to share your ideas?
No.
No. But you just said yeah.
Oh, no. I meant like, yeah, I had a good day today. Yeah, man.
What?
I mean, is that not what you asked?
Yeah. That's good to hear. So do you have any ideas?
Ideas?
Yeah, ideas for our script. You know, the script we have coming up for a script writing class.
Oh!
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I have one.
Nice. Do you want to share it?
Nah.
Right. What do you mean, nah?
I mean, nah.
Just nah?
Yeah.
So you don't have a script idea, because you just said you had one.
No, I do.
Well, do you want to share it?
Nah.
Okay, why not?
I'm just busting your chops. I actually don't have an idea.
Oh, God. Okay. Anyone else other than Ray want to share their ideas?
Well, okay, I guess if we're sharing how our days have been, my parents made me cancel my hiking trip to Boston next month because of the spike in COVID cases. So that's great.
Sorry to hear about that, Maya. I know you were really excited about that.
Yeah, and on top of that, I went to go get Dunkin' to cheer myself up after being bummed about the trip, and my car battery died while I was sitting in the parking lot. It took 3 hours just for me to get a ride home.
Oh, that really blows.
Wait, which Dunkin' was this?
The one closest to my house.
Isn't that like a 5-minute walk?
Yeah.
So why don't you just walk home then?
And leave my car there? Why would I do that?
Well, I mean, you could have just picked up the car later, and then you wouldn't have been complaining about being in hours.
Yeah, my head wasn't on straight.
Is it ever?
Hey!
I mean, it's all good. It's all good. I mean, you look like you're doing much better now.
Yeah. I really just needed some self-care.
Maya, what about your ideas for the script?
Well, after being stranded in the parking lot for 3 hours, I got to thinking, and what if we did a skit involving moms on Zoom?
Okay. What would happen in the script? Why are the moms on Zoom?
I have not thought of that yet.
Okay, well, just start thinking of ways to expand that idea and we'll come right back to you. What about you, Destiny?
Yeah, so my aunt called me out of the blue today and asked, "Did you hear about that disease that's killing people?" She said, "Don't hug nobody." And in my mind, I was like, yeah, I've been stuck at home 24/7 for almost a month now. Who am I hugging, ma'am?
Right? My
Agree.
parents have had our house on complete lockdown. I haven't been allowed to see my boyfriend since COVID. Plus, he's been working like almost every day now, so I rarely get to talk to him.
Sucks.
Yeah, this shit blows.
I was so excited to go on that trip next month. Now I'm just home bored half of the time because there's not much else to do now.
Yes, this is definitely a difficult time for us all, but let's keep our focus, guys. We need ideas. So, Destiny, did your aunt's phone call give you any script ideas? I'm just trying to figure out the relevancy here.
Oh, no. No, I was sharing how my day went since everyone else was.
Oh,
glad to hear it went well.
Thank you. I'm sorry about your car.
Does anyone have any ideas?
Oh, guys, look.
What?
Look how precious he is.
Mm.
I gotta get out of his house. Yeah, I just want to see him. Like, I need physical interaction.
What she means.
Say that. Was that really necessary?
Come on. We're all mature here. I mean, I'm just saying. Shannon, am I wrong?
No.
Exactly. Wait a second. So when was the last time you got some?
Got some what?
You know, got some.
I know what.
You know, got some.
I know. What? Right?
You know, like, when was the last time you got some D?
What D, Ray?
You know, the D. Like,
Okay.
Come on.
Ray.
What are you
you have to
talking
work
about?
with me here, Shannon. The D, like.
Oh my gosh. Dick, Shannon. The D is dick. Ray literally just said it a few seconds ago.
Oh.
Yeah, you
Sorry. It's been a long time. I'm like alone and horny almost all the time. It literally sucks.
Join the club.
No. I think I'm gonna sneak out of my house.
Whoa, no. Okay, look, if your boyfriend's out working with COVID in the air, do not risk it. Shannon, do not risk it. You should just do the responsible thing. Do it over the phone.
Do what?
You know, do it over the phone.
You're not gonna go through this again, Ray, so just please get on with it.
Phone sex. I'm talking about phone sex, Shannon.
Oh.
Weirdo.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about it? Destiny?
Nothing. I was just throwing it out there.
Oh my gosh, Ray. That's nothing like the real thing. Okay? Why would I want to do that?
I mean, don't knock it till you try it. I heard it's very effective.
What even is this conversation?
Wait.
Seriously.
Just to be clear, phone sex is sex over the phone, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
What?
Shannon, phone sex is sex over the phone.
Guys, we are so off topic right now. We have a script due tonight. Can we please just get back to
Wait, Ray. Have you actually tried it yourself?
Right.
No. I mean, I've heard about it. I mean, it sounds fun though.
I wonder how people can actually do that.
So I'm guessing you never tried it before.
Guys,
could never, but now I'm curious.
I mean, you should Google it and then hit me up after.
Guys, I think there's a
No.
scab on my foot.
Destiny!
Oh.
Get your foot off the screen!
Oh, sorry.
I just really want to see my boyfriend.
All right,
okay?
Shannon, talk to your boyfriend about doing it over the phone.
Yeah, and if you do it, just let me know how it goes.
Shut up! Shut
Why?
up! Shut up! You know what? All I ask is how everyone's day was and if they had any ideas for our script. I don't know how the hell this turned into a combo about having phone sex, but I am over it. The rough draft for this thing is due in less than 2 hours and we have jack shit.
Oh, whoa. Okay, Kelly, relax. We're just talking. There's
Hey.
nothing.
Ray, we literally talk to each other every day. How much is there to actually talk about?
Hold on. I gave you an idea.
A good one.
Yes, Maya.
You.
Yes, you did. You gave us an idea that led nowhere.
Hey! I was on the spot thinking. At least I gave you something.
On the spot thinking. Oh, bravo, Maya, bravo. We've got some moms on Zoom sitting around doing nothing for our entire script. It's really great. Really great.
Yeah.
Maybe I am, but that's because it's already 10 o'clock. We spent the past 20 minutes talking about dicks and phone sex when we have a script due at midnight.
Important,
It is
by the
the
way.
end of the semester, and this is a major grade that we cannot afford to skip out on. And considering I'm the only one in this group taking real initiative, I think I'm allowed to act like a bitch.
Whoa. Okay.
What?
Kelly.
What?
All right. You're the only one taking real initiative. You're the only one working. Okay. I want to hear your ideas for the script.
Right.
You know what? Ray makes a great point. Where are your ideas, Kelly?
Exactly.
See,
Tell
there
us.
is, I was taking some notes on my phone.
Kelly, come on. Oh my gosh, did she just leave?
I think so.
After all the complaining she did, now look.
You're in charge.
So what are we gonna do now? We got us some moms on Zoom.
Which is still a valid contribution.
I'm not saying it isn't, but what are we going to do with the idea?
I still don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have anything either.
Okay, well, let's think about it.
Oh, what if we have the moms give a tutorial on how to bake potatoes?
Destiny, do you have any ideas?
No.
Well, wait. Ooh, why don't we have the moms dressed as potatoes while they're baking potatoes and then eating the potatoes? We could call it Potato Party.
Oh my gosh, Shannon!
Yeah.
That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard! Oh my gosh! Get real. What are we actually doing?
Like potato cannibalism.
I mean,
Okay, but let's just think of like what else moms do.
sausage party's been done before. Is she on?
Familiar. And how was it?
Does she know her mic's not muted?
Oh my gosh, you'll never guess what my friends and I were talking about.
You talking
first? No, no, you first. Okay. Well, I was talking to them about our situation, and Ray gave us the idea to try phone sex.
Oh no!
Have you heard of that?
We're not getting anything done tonight. Let's just figure this out tomorrow.
That's probably for the best. Maybe we can get an extension.
I'll hit y'all up in the morning.
You have.
Right. Talk to you tomorrow.
What do you mean you've done it before? With who? How long ago was this? Oh, wait, hold on, babe. Okay. Good night.
I was hoping I would have stopped laughing by now. Oh my God. I can't move too much because my background goes all weird. And I go all weird. I go all spectral. Spencer, before I talk to you, I have to apologize. I have to apologize to our audience. Both Sienna, my co-host, and I forgot to warn you about the mature subject matter in the last two plays that you saw. I forgot it introducing Rich. Sienna forgot it introducing Spencer. Oh my God. So I know it's a serious matter, I know. But we warned you in the few plays that we did, but I just want to apologize to the mums and dads who got treated to some of that without warning. But you gotta admit, it was hilarious. just gotta admit, sometimes comedy has to come as a shock, because if you've been warned about it, maybe it wouldn't have been. But Spencer, oh my God. Oh my God. If we'd started your play at the beginning of the evening, I think we would have got the audience to think, oh God, there's no hope for the rest of the evening. Nobody's going to have written anything. So the first question I have for you is just what was it like seeing your fellow writers bring your characters to life?
Oh no, that was fantastic. I mean, from the get-go of just writing the script and then doing the initial reading, I knew who I wanted in the play, and I thought they brought so much life to it, and they were just phenomenal.
Why was that? Is it because, if you tell me honestly, were they based on who they are?
No, not necessarily. I mean, no, they're just well at playing those types of characters, I feel. So it worked out.
No, I think you did a great job of kind of taking the essence of who your colleagues are, and as a writer, then transposing them into a different situation and different world. And what was it like watching the play for you tonight?
Oh, I know. I was still cracking up. I mean, considering that I've watched this, maybe 3 or 4 times now, unfold, there's still just so much humor to it, and you can find new things each time. So,
and what was the difference between watching it being recorded and watching it being broadcast for you?
Well, probably having some family and friends in the audience, texting me and adding to the humor, seeing some chats going on. So
it becomes a different story when there's an audience, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It suddenly becomes a very different beast. And so I just have a question for you about the future. I mean, it's a very general question. Don't feel any pressure to answer it at all, or even in any specifics. But do you think that you want to write plays that are comedies? Do you think that? Did you set out to write a comedy? I'm just curious about your process, because what you've done is distill something in this play that is part of what we've been going through as we've been going through the course.
Yeah.
So, yeah, talk to me about that.
So the writing process never comes easy for me. It usually takes a while, which is what I was trying to capture with this play per se. But once it hit me, I was able to roll with it, and we did the edits. We revised as much as possible beforehand. But I definitely am satisfied with the work that I put out. I would say that I would be interested in writing another comedy play, maybe something based off of Tisa's character, who is Shannon, in the Potato Party. Yeah, like a spin-off.
So much fun. And then final question: what was your favorite moment?
Oh, someone asked me this before.
In the writing and in the watching. If they were the same, it's fine. If they were different, in the writing and in the watching.
Wow. A standout moment. I wouldn't say this is my favorite, because I like everything about this play. But a standout moment would definitely have to be the call Shannon takes at the end when she's realizing that she's not on mute. She's talking to her boyfriend, and then they end up hanging up. Um, yeah, I think that's definitely a solid one. Just in general, I just enjoy the comedy and the things, the life that the actors bring to it. So
Yeah. Amazing work, Spencer. Thank you.
I appreciate
Thanks
it.
so much. You're gonna stay on, so don't go anywhere because what we're gonna do now is invite everybody to come back from where they've been hiding discreetly in cyberspace and come and join us. We have reached the end. Hello, Sienna. We have reached the end of our presentation, and wow, what a way to go out. I'm sorry that apology I made. I was still laughing. I just couldn't stop laughing from your work and realize that we'd forgot to warn people what was coming. Yeah, can everybody come back on? All the writers, can they please come back on? This is essentially your curtain call. I mean, if we were on stage, this writers very rarely get invited onto the stage, by the way. You know, take it from someone who's been doing this for a few decades. Nobody ever knows who you are, which is great. I mean, and the ones who get famous, well, that's their fault. But usually nobody knows who you are, so people can sit right next to you and talk about your play very honestly. So yes, I think we have everybody. We got Spencer, we got Tisa, we got Jessica, we got Melissa, we got Morgan, Lucian, Taylor, and Jennifer. I don't think we're missing anyone.
That's it.
Yeah, guys, just want to say congratulations. Really
Yeah.
applause from all of us, and just what amazing work. What absolutely amazing work. Sienna, I'm gonna hand over to you for a minute so you can chat with the writers. You can pick anybody who feels like they want to talk about something, and I want to see if there's anything that our audience wants to chat about. So I'll just disappear for a minute and I'll be right back.
All right.
So yeah, you guys go ahead. And our audience, just before we hand over our audience, if there's any questions you have for our writers, they're right here. They're right here. If there's anything you want to chat about, if there's any questions you have, any complaints you have about me and Sienna not warning you about the fruity material that was coming, well, it's fine. We can handle that. You don't have to give that to our writers. They wrote from their hearts, and that we should have warned you a couple of times. We didn't, but hey, there we go. So yeah, just drop it in the chat. We have Nisa and Kayla and Marshall looking at that chat, so we'll be able to at least talk about it. Okay, I'm going to disappear for a couple minutes. You guys chat, share. What was that like?
Yeah, I have a question for you all. So I know in the beginning it was a little rough, right? Everybody wanted it to be perfect. And I remember I came into class and I was like, no, like that's not a thing. Like writing is rewriting. Like you never ever get it right on the first try. Plays can take years to finish, right? Movies, you got deadline, money, but still it takes time to write, and there's multiple drafts that you do. So, with that being said, I know, you all are actors, you want to be on the stage and all that, but is anybody interested in maybe I don't know, writing again, like maybe trying to get into it, maybe grad school? Anyone? Yeah, Jessica?
I was gonna say, I talked to Marshall about this a few times. I write a lot of poetry and I've written stories before and I write songs, but I've never actually written a play. And because of this course, it definitely made me more interested into definitely doing it because of how it turned out. So I'm definitely going to continue writing. I'm also a writing minor, so that's already something that I have. Definitely writing plays. I'm definitely going to go forward and continue to do that now.
Amazing. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Lucian, you unmuted yourself. You look ready.
It's gonna be a subtle brag, and I don't mean it to fully, but I like to write a lot. I write a lot of poetry. I have songs out that I've written. Stream 555 on Spotify. Anyway, and I've written plays, but this is the first time where I should say first time in a while that I've been truly challenged to really push my pen, especially during this time specifically. I think it's really important to not truly put so much of like a god complex on yourself and be all like, oh yeah, everything I write is great, it doesn't need a rewrite, it's
Right.
perfect the way it is. And to be challenged by not only your peers but your higher ups, and to, you know, get critiques and learn how to take them. And there are so many times where like I walked into class and I was just like, oh yeah, Marshall can't say no to this, I got this, like whatever. And then he was just like, all right, this is cute, but take this and just throw it away. And I'm just, okay, fine.
Lucian, I'm gonna give you an Ernest Hemingway quote. I hope I'm quoting the right writer, but one of the big American novelists from the 20th century. One of the quotes that I've stood by as a writer and have lived by and has helped me through was very simple: the first draft of anything is shit. And this is somebody who, like, you know, probably won a variety of huge awards as a writer, and I was like, whoa, this is amazing. And yeah, I'll tell you, man, there's never, I've never written a first draft ever since I learned how hard writing is. I've never written a first draft and expected any less than help and guidance. But there was a time when I used to write first drafts and was like, why don't you accept this? This is my best work ever. Why don't you? And I think it's great that you went through that now, and you've seen that things can always get better, you know. And it segues into a question we have from our audience for you, Lucian. There's a question. I'm going to pronounce your name, and please forgive me if I get it wrong.
It's Kaylin Womack. She's
Kaylin Womack. You know who she. Okay, cool. She wants you to describe the moment you came up with your story idea.
This script, it was actually a script that I wrote 2 years ago. It was an assignment for another theater class that I've taken. And before, it was back when I was first truly taking myself seriously as a writer, and I wanted to write a story that had a clear villain and a clear, you know, hero. And before, me and Sienna were talking, and she was saying the earlier drafts were full of, you know, monologues and like heroic moments, like at the end, like I am so rich and like whatever, because, you know, that's the name of the character. And I thought that that's the message that I wanted to, you know, convey, that, you know, despite all of your past, you can still make an heroic future. But in the midst of that, when I truly found out what I wanted the story to be, it was after asking the questions that Cebu addressed to me, like when we had our one-on-one. He was asking me questions about like, well, what are these characters' intentions, and what do you want the audience to take away from the story you're telling? And these were questions that I should have had answered already mentally, but I just never had these answers. In my head, I was always thinking, well, you know, a deadbeat father is just a deadbeat father, point blank, period. But I really had to ask myself, like, do I want someone to watch this play and think to themselves, well, Black men, they are deadbeat fathers, they get bitched in prison, they don't like their kids, they kill their wives, and that's that. And I hate how that made me feel. And as soon as I delved into that feeling, and then I truly looked around me, the world that I've been living in, that was when I truly discovered the story that I wanted to tell. The story of a man who was wrongfully incarcerated, or rightfully incarcerated, he might have killed her. And you know, I just wanted to tell a different type of story that isn't easily like, this is the villain, this is the good guy, because there's no such thing as, you know, that.
You've described something incredible in terms of the creative process, but it's not just a creative process in terms of creating fiction, it's also a human development process. I find that with everything that one writes, one grows. I don't know if you guys agree that you guys, I've seen it in you, in all of you, in fact, from the first time we encountered each other and the stories where they were. You have grown as human beings as your stories have developed and grown. And I think one of the things that happens to us as creatives, we forget sometimes that it's fine not to have the answers. It's fine not to know where things are going. And along the way, to keep digging deeper and deeper and asking yourself the human questions that lead to you creating the fiction and asking questions of the fictional world, asking questions of your real world, the fictional world, and those two just going along together. So thank you, Lucian, for allowing yourself to ask yourself some really, really hard questions. And I mean, you just have to look at Sienna's reaction after the piece to see how much stuff landed. I mean, Sienna, that was real.
I haven't seen that version. That's another. I was like, whoa, like, wow.
Yeah, absolutely. There's another question for Spencer. Brianna Martinez wants to know how much of your final product was scripted and how much was improv.
Well, the majority was scripted, but definitely the actors, they brought certain reactions and lines to add on to the hype. Like the one that sticks out to me the most is Lucian's sausage party has already been done before. That was comedic genius right there. Trying to think. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of at this moment.
Yeah. And then another question for you, Spencer, while we have you there. Laquan Harris wants to know how many times you've revised your script.
So funny thing about the first draft of the script was that I did it. I completed a draft of it the night before we had to present. So that was the first draft. Then I made about 2 or 3 revisions within the time period that we had rehearsals. So yeah, by the third draft, we were all set to go. And like I said, we incorporated some improv with the reactions, and it was just perfect.
Yeah. Scripts are organic. Scripts are alive. I've shared with some of you, maybe all of you at some point in various conversations we've all had, that I have sometimes figured out the play I wanted to write after the production is over. The first production is over, which is not great for producers. I know Marshall will be like, what do you mean? We produced it. But Marshall knows, because Marshall's also a writer and a director. He understands the creative process. So he knows that sometimes by the time the deadlines hit, you have one version of the play, and you can come out of the whole rehearsal and production process with, it won't be a completely different version of the play, but there might be stuff that goes deeper. There might be stuff that gets added on, stuff that gets taken away. You learn through the process. And I think all of you guys have done that. Can anyone share any part of the process that, I'll be more specific. What did you come in to this process thinking playwriting was going to be? And now that you've watched your plays, what is the difference between what you thought it would be and what it is?
I thought it was going to be miserable.
Ah.
I thought I was going to be miserable. I wanted nothing to do with it. And I talked to Marshall about this, but this was something that I had talked about behind closed doors, was just like, for me, since I had that mentality, I needed to find someone that I knew was like me in the way of being very motivated with other work and wanting to get things done to make me want to get it done, which was Morgan. And once we started and once we showed our first draft, that was when I was like, okay, now I really want to do this. Like, I'm really excited about this. Yeah, I wish I went in with a different mentality. I think it's just because we kind of box ourselves into one type of artist in the theater world, which is really unfortunate, and I'm very guilty of that. So I think this widened my horizons a little bit.
I think this is a good segue. 1 second, Jessica, you can absolutely answer that. I think it's a good segue to Asia's question, which is very similar to what Sibu just asked you. So feel free to answer Sibu's question and then answer Asia's. And Asia McKnight says, if you were to do this whole experience again, what would you do differently? And that is a great question. Very interested to hear what you're going to say, but also answer Sibu's because I think it's a good contrast.
So in response to Sibu's question, I didn't realize how much of an impact I would have during the rehearsal process, because usually when I'm taught about playwrights, they write the script, the director has it, and then from there it's the director who does everything. And you don't really hear about the playwright at rehearsals or what they have to say during rehearsals. So I wasn't expecting to have much of an influence, but with my director Gina, when I was there, I was constantly asked questions and I was being told, is this good, or what would you do? And it was definitely a really enlightening experience as to what playwrights can bring, not only through the script, but in rehearsal processes. And as for Asia's question, if I were to do this whole experience again, what would I do differently? It's not necessarily what I would do differently in my writing process. I would definitely like to maybe one day see this on a stage. The screen was definitely something, that was amazing to do, especially during the world we live in right now where theater is closed and we can't do it in person. So to see it online and have it streamed for a bunch of people to see is amazing. But I would also like to have that experience of it being in person so that it could be a lot more intimate and that you could have people actually in the same place, especially for what my play was about. So that's what I would hopefully want to happen in the future.
Thank you, Sienna. Thank you, Sienna, for bridging those two questions. I just want to add something that Marshall has just shared. Marshall, who's the producer and one of the brains behind Stream On, really, and particularly Stream On Education, and has been a great mentor to me and Sienna. But he said about you, Spencer, that you were making changes during rehearsal.
Correct.
And I think that I speak for all of you if I say, I know Jen and Lucian, who worked with me, were doing the same, but I also read your final scripts and then saw them tonight. And there was a lot of stuff that was not in the final scripts that was in the production. So it tells me that you're all doing that. And that's just the way it is. In sitcom, in the sitcom world, you can have, on the day of recording, you can have the writers rewrite a whole act. They have 3-act structures. They're each about 8 to 10 minutes long. You can have the writers rewrite a whole act in that day, and the actors learn it and rehearse it and shoot it. This is the world of writing. Writing is rewriting. And I really hope that out of everything you've experienced through this process, you'll know that the fact that you have to rewrite is not a bad thing. It's the best part of it. Because when you have other people view it, they're your first audience. And you see that reaction, you go, oh, the story's not landing there in this way. Story's not, and then you just, oh my God, I'm strobing. I feel like I'm disappearing. Oh, I'm back. I'm in 3 dimensions again. But yeah, so, and then there's a question for Spencer from Emily Mazzitelli, who says...
Jennifer had her hand up to answer.
Oh, sorry, Corey. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. I did. It was just kind of to just say much of what like Jess was saying about like just like the whole experience and about the questions. And for me, it was kind of just like that dramaturgical aspect of it, where it's like, okay, what can these questions bring? Because I was with Sibu, he was my director, and he also offered like the the dramaturgy aspect of all that. And I just remember like him asking these constant questions and like me just being like, oh my God, like you're right. Or like just kind of like thinking about it. And I think that definitely changed a lot. And I think to tie that question into like what Asia was saying about like what we would change about the experience, I think maybe like not change, but just have more of. I think have more of that, like asking more questions, because I feel like if I just got asked more questions and like delved deeper into it, like I could open up another realm of this play. As like Sibu was saying, like I think Sibu, you told me one time like I think you said like a play is never finished. It could just constantly be evolved, and so that's what I took away from that.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah. Thanks, Jennifer. And just to give you the fuller context, is a play is never finished. It's interrupted by the deadline. You get to the point where you go, I gotta stop now, because you can tinker with the same play for the rest of your life, but you stop and you let other creatives come in. And just to also address what you've just said, and you're right, you could have more of the process of the questions being asked, but at some point you need a different perspective of questions. So you might be writing the play and you're working with a dramaturg or the person who's going to direct it. You get questions from them. But as soon as designers come into the process, they have a whole perspective of different questions that none of you would have thought about. As soon as the actors come into the process, they have another perspective of different questions that none of you would have thought about. As soon as the practical stage managers and production managers who have to deal with the practicality of bringing this thing to life, they have a whole slew of other questions. And then the audience comes in and they have a whole perspective of different questions. So the thing about playwriting and that you can never stay too much in one perspective of questions. You need to allow yourself to take what you have to the next level and evolve and allow yourself to be vulnerable. And you all did. We came in, Sienna came in a different part of the process. I came in a different part of the process. Gina came in a different part of the process. Then the actors came in a different part of the process. And Marshall literally staggered our involvement purposefully, because you guys had to be more and more ready and more robust to receive the questions. And you did. And you all did. Even your colleagues who didn't finish their plays, they engaged in the process of being asked questions and putting themselves out there. And I hope that tonight you've all looked at and gone, so this is where this was leading, and hopefully it's inspired you to try and keep writing. So yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Jennifer, because it's a really good opportunity to share the various perspectives that are needed. Theater is the most collaborative of art forms. They all are, but theater is deeply collaborative from its onset. Can I share Emily's question now?
Yeah.
Or Sienna, yeah?
Lisa has a really great question. A nice question.
Actually, let's go there and then we'll come back to Emily, because Emily's is something, it's very specific to Spencer. Oh no, should we do a quick to Spencer, and then we'll go to Nisa's, because it's great that Nisa, who's been working with us tonight to put this together, has a question for all of you. Spencer, Emily Matzideli has a question that is, what was the inspiration behind your script? I think she's worried that you're writing about Zoom calls that you have with your colleagues. What was the inspiration behind your script?
So the inspiration, as I said, it came to me overnight, like the general idea. So it was basically, Sibu, as you mentioned before, a satire on the writing process that goes on. And, when I wanted to first present my rough drafts, it took the longest time. And so I kept going back and forth between ideas and whatnot until I finally settled down and was able to just keep writing. And then the next day we presented. So that's the inspiration right there.
Awesome. Thank you. Sienna, I'm going to hand over to you to share Nisa's question and
Yeah,
insights.
I'm gonna go to Karen Hart's question because it's specifically for Jen, and then I think we can wrap it up with Nisa's question since it's for everybody. So Jen, I love the inclusion of the young girl. Me too, by the way, that was brilliant. That we never see. When in your process did you decide to include her? That is it. When did you try to include her? Because I don't remember her there, and I think that added so much strength. Like, oh my God, that was great. That was great.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm trying to recall back to like there were so many rewrites. I'm trying to recall back to like when she came in. I think I had her in my mind originally, because I think when I first like I don't know why I thought that, I mean, because this was the first play that I wrote, I was like, let's do this like as metaphorical as we can, like, you know, let's go all philosophical. And yeah, so I had to take it back a bit because I was like, I can't be there yet, I'm just starting. But yeah, so I think she was in my mind because I don't know, I just wanted to have someone there to like, number one, like represent the main character, like in that sense of like they're both trapped. You know, they're both trapped in things that in many ways is out of their control, or you know, they just want to be free. So I thought in that aspect, and then also like I think Sibu helped me with this, and it's kind of like just establishing like who Stefania is, and she's this person who, like, you know, she cares about people that are closest to her, and you know, she's living in her building, so like it's obvious that, like, you know, they would have this bond, and yeah, that's kind of like where she came from. Thanks, Karen.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. I think that was such a great addition for the character. So I think we're gonna move right along to our last question from Nisa. And shout out to you, Nisa and Kayla. I know Sibu did that in the beginning, but yeah, let's give them some love because we have not done this without them. So thank you for that. And you're also asking this great question, Nisa. Hold on, let me. Okay, here we go. Okay. So this is for our first time writers. So basically she wants to know if this was anyone's first time writing a play. Obviously we have some songwriters up in here, which is awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Lucian. If yes, how was that experience, and were there any difficulties you faced? So who's jumping in? Who's next? Jump in, let's go. Yeah,
I'll jump in. So I actually, I've taken a playwriting class before here at Kane, and I feel like this time around, I still learned something new. So I think that just goes to show that you will always keep learning. Each play will always be better than the last. And I think that one thing that has always stuck with me, if I did ever want to write, is, like Lucine said, there's this misrepresentation about you know, like Black people and Black stories. And I feel like if I were to be a writer and I were to continue writing, I would want to focus less on the things that we've already seen, the tragedies, the drama. I kind of want to do something that's different, something that shows Black culture in another light, you know what I mean? And so that's just something that I think I'm continuing to be passionate about. But it's definitely nerve-wracking. You do have to ask yourself a lot of questions, and it is definitely a process.
Yeah, awesome. Well, me too. I'm trying to, you know, write about Black people having fun and being goofy and not all this other tragic stuff all the time. So let's talk. We can do something together or something. We can write something. Taylor.
Yeah, this was my first play. It was difficult because I don't necessarily enjoy writing. Like I don't even like writing essays. So this was hard for me, but I'm proud of what came out in the end. So I'm pretty happy with what came out.
Think you would write something again?
Maybe, but don't count on it.
You did an amazing job. It didn't seem like, you were
Yes,
forced to write up.
please write something
Thank
again.
you.
There's more for you to say. Morgan, please, Melissa shared a little bit about coming together with you in the process of creating this play and what her feelings were before you got together. Can we hear a little bit from you about the other side of it?
Well, when it comes to this question about writing, I did have some experience writing some monologues, and then recently for Kane's production of Gone that we just premiered, I wrote a short scene for that. So that was the extent of my writing journey, but I had never written a full length or just 10-minute play in general. So I knew I wanted to write something for this class, but when Melissa first approached me and was like, hey, you want to write something together? I was like, yeah, sure, because, two heads is better than one head. And overall, it was just great to have someone to bounce ideas off of. And yes, we were frustrated at times. We were like, no, we got to do this. We want to do this. And now, because there was at one point where we found out that we weren't really in the class required to write anything. And at that point, we were just like, well, we didn't have to write anything in the first place. What the? But at that point, we had already grown attached to these characters. And we were like, no, we can't just abandon these characters. We have to keep writing this and rewriting and rewriting and rewriting again. But yeah, if it comes to writing something in the future, I think if an idea presents itself, I would be interested.
And take it from someone who's been doing it for a couple of decades, ideas will always present themselves to you now that you've opened up the channel. It's just a question of, just like you, are you going to commit to them as you guys committed to these ideas and you all committed to them, especially knowing that you didn't have to. It wasn't, it wasn't like, if you don't do this, you're going to fail the class. But look at what you've achieved. Look at how far you've gone, and how much you've all grown as people. So, yeah. Nisa says, thank you all. She says, all the plays were so incredible and you should be super proud of your work. Yeah, absolutely. So, Sienna, there is one last question.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yes. Do you want to just take that for us? There's one last question.
Faith Manning. Hey, Jess. How did you come up with the concepts of the ghosts in your piece? Yeah.
Hey.
That's the question. Faith Manning. Go right ahead, Jess.
Thank you, Faith. So I've always been into the supernatural and the paranormal. So just writing about ghosts is natural for me. I seem to add them into a lot of the things that I write. So the concept of that just came naturally. I thought that it would really bring things together and be like a, oh my God moment, especially during the prayer scene, so that it's more of a spiritual thing. If you aren't religious, it's a spiritual thing. And if you are religious, it's a religious thing. So it can definitely just bring everything together and everybody in the audience could just be like, oh my gosh, wow, mind is kind of blown right now because of the spirits in the background. So that's how I came up with the concept. Really cool how it turned out, and I'm really glad that I got to see it the way that it was tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked so good. I was excited. I was like, oh, I wonder how it's gonna look.
Yeah. It was amazing. It was one of those moments because I also didn't know how it would look, and we're in this strange platform that none of us have quite discovered its beginning or ends yet. So it just gave me chills. It was great. And to all of you, and Kayla's echoing the words now, saying, So proud of all of you, and your work is extraordinary. I don't know if we're gonna, yes, I was about to ask if Marshall would land from cyberspace. Marshall, we're wrapping up, so we're gonna hand over to you.
Yeah, I just want to thank all the students for all of your hard work and dedication. This was not an easy process, as you all indicated, but you just have to continue to trust the process and believe in yourself. And every one of you, I hope you recognize in the class has a very, very unique and individual identity. And you're all storytellers, and you have it all inside of you to tell great stories to impact and change the world. So I wish you all the best. And we want to thank our viewing public who streamed on to see the work of these lovely, talented students. Thank you very much, and have a good night. All right, guys, don't anybody leave yet.